Hey guys, it's Carolee. I just want to share an extra little mini episode with you every single week because I want you to know that it's possible to do this thing called living your best life and doing the thing that lights you up while being a busy mom. And I want to give you a little bit of a background, behind the scenes look at what's going on in my actual life and how I am doing this, how I'm doing the things that light me up and being a mom at the same time. So I'm going to tell you about what's going on in my life and the lessons that I'm learning. Take a listen. Today we're going to talk about magic. We're going to talk about magic because magic is the word I decided to be my word of the year. So I'm wondering now if you have chosen a word for your 2024 word of the year. Now, I am only my second year into choosing a word of the year. So if this is something that's new to you, have no fear. It's also pretty new to me. Last year in 2023, I chose the word fearless as my word of the year. And it ended up being really incredibly life-changing. For me, fearless meant a lot of things really, but it ended up coming to mean not being afraid of money. As the year progressed, I realized that had been a major fear in my life. In so many ways, I'm actually not very afraid. I'm actually kind of bold and brash and I'm audacious and out there and don't have a lot of fears. But the thing that I had been really afraid of for a long time was money, and I realized that when my word of the year was fearless. That word came to have really deep, profound meaning for me. And so as we went through the year, and fearless came back to me over and over again because that was the word I had chosen to encapsulate the year, I made decisions based on choosing to not be afraid of money. And as a result, I had a lot of really powerful shifts in my life that were just really incredible. And so this year, I was trying to decide what my word of the year was going to be. And I was having a hard time, pinpointing what just the right word was going to be. And I was really considering the word expansion. And I will tell you that one of the things I was really struggling with as I was pondering what my word of the year was going to be was every time I would think of a word that I really liked, I would see somebody else share that was their word of the year. And I have this thing where I don't want to be like other people. I want to be different. I want to be unique. And so when somebody else would share that was their word, I was like, nope, done. No longer mine. Don't want it anymore. Or even if somebody would be like, that was my word last year, I'd be like, well, that word's all used up now. So I decide I didn't want it anymore. That's kind of silly. And then I got to go to this amazing word of the year party with my beautiful friend, Jen Liss. And she is a gorgeous human being and a breath worker. And she held this party like a week or so ago. Maybe it was 2 weeks. I don't know. January's sort of been a blur to me. I'm a little bit horrified that we are halfway through January at this point in time, because I think half of January and the last week of December were kind of lost to me in illness, and I'm having a hard time dealing with that mentally and emotionally and trying to come back from that. And this has been the kind of illness that didn't just I didn't just get sick and then I was sick for a period of time and then I was better. It's sort of lingering and in noticing that my body is requiring me to slow down. Even as I'm mostly better, I'm still like not quite 100%. Anyways, so we're halfway through January, so if you still haven't picked your word of the year, like, don't even worry about it. We're all just on our own timelines here, and that's right. And if you have picked your word of the year, I want you to tell me what it is. Please reach out to me anyway, like social media. Come find me on Instagram, carolee.garrison. Come find me on Facebook. Come join our podcasting Facebook group, which is the Podcaster Support Network. Come find me somewhere and tell me what your word of the year is. Mine is magic. But what I realized when I went to Jen Liss's word of the year party was expansion was not the right word. And as soon as she said the word magic, like, she just said that word in her introduction, because that's the kind of person she is. She's a sparkly, magical unicorn, and that is a word that she said in her introduction. Or just talking. That's just kind of the way she is. She just says words like that. She's very much a, kindred soul. And she said that word, and as soon as it came out of her mouth, I just felt in my heart that that was the right word for me, and I just knew it. And I was like, that was it. And we meditated on it. We had this really amazing visualization that she took us through, where we pictured ourselves in a time machine. And I'm gonna share this just because it's kind of hilariously funny in my opinion. She had us picture a time machine, and like, she was like, okay, I want you to think about like what kind of vehicle your time machine is. And she was walking through like examples of what your time machine could be, like fancy cars, well, especially like fancy cars. Like, what kind of vehicle would you like? Do you want like a VW Bug? Do you want like an Audi? Do you want like... And my vehicle was like a glittery orb that was like so much glitter. That was like, there was no defined wall. It was just like you could just like stick your hand almost through the walls of this, because it was just like glitter. Like your hand just like went through the glitter. Like, and I'm picturing like Glinda coming into Munchkin Land in this bubble orb that's just like glitter and bubble and like translucent, and it just really fit the image of magic in my head, and how much my inner princess just wants glitter and sunshine and sparkles all the time. And that's what I want this year. I want magic. I want glitter and sunshine and sparkles and magic. So much magic. And as we went through the call, we did this visualization, and it was so beautiful. And then my friend Jen did some questions. She had people raise their hand, and if they were stuck on their word. And somebody raised their hand and had the audacity to declare that her word of the year was magic. And I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Not my word of the year. It cannot be magic, because somebody else has taken it. And it was like, oh no. I have this thing in my head. But the problem was that I already got the thing. I already got the intuition that magic was my word. How dare she take it? And I had to work through this thing I had going on. And you guys have to forgive me, because I really am, in my heart of hearts, I'm such a princess. I'm such a I'm very much a girly girl, glittery tutu princess. Like, I want to be dressed up to the nines in a huge poofy princess gown with a tiara every single day. And I maybe have the attitude to match it. And so she starts talking about magic, and Jen asked her what the word magic meant to her. And this is the part where it all changed for me, because she started describing magic completely differently than I would ever describe magic. Completely differently. And I'm sitting here going, what? That's not what magic means. That's not what magic is to me. And I completely, entirely disagreed with her definition of magic. And I realized that we're all so different, and that the words that we choose to represent our year mean such different things to us personally that they may as well be different words. It's all so personal. It's all so unique. It's all so individual. And one thing that's really interesting to add on to this story is that I actually had a conversation with my husband probably a couple weeks ago where I had said the word magic, and he was kind of disgusted at that word. He doesn't like the word magic. To him, the word magic means fake. It's all about lies and deceit. And that's not what it means to me at all. He has an entirely different opinion about what the word magic means than I do. And I'll tell you that to me, the word magic is like effortless manifestation. It's like miracles from God. It's like all of your dreams coming true. It's like having a magical year is me noticing the hand of God in my life more. To me, that's what having a magical year would be. It's all about miracles, and it's about working less hard and having things happen anyway, without all the effort and without all the struggle and without all the pain, without the hustle. It's about flow. It's about, it's hard to describe, right? It's about so much sparkle and glitter and sunshine and all of those things. It's about unexplainable things happening that are so desirable and so beautiful and so incredible. That's what magic means to me. And so that's why I chose magic as my word of the year, because to me it encompasses expansion. It encompasses flow. It encompasses letting go. It encompasses surrender. It encompasses everything else that I had put on my list. All the other words that I was considering as my word of the year, they all fit into magic. They all fit really, really well into magic. That word speaks to me, to my soul. And so as you are considering a word of the year, what I would invite you to do is to think about what word speaks to you. And it doesn't matter if somebody else has already chosen it as their word, because it'll probably mean something completely different to them. And it doesn't matter what other people's opinions of that word are. Frankly, it just doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. What matters is that you have an anchor to come back to all year long that's going to guide you throughout your entire year. I didn't do this for many, many years. And last year, I really bore witness to how powerful this practice is. To having a word to come back to and to anchor yourself in, it's really powerful. So I invite you to pray about and meditate on and ponder what the right word for you is for 2024. And I recognize here that the Word of the Year podcast episode has been done like 100,000 times. So forgive me on that one, but I hope that you found something in my voice and in my words that are a little bit unique. And, that you'll consider doing this, even though it is totally cliche and it's been done, because it actually is super powerful. It actually really is. When you choose to set your intentions, it makes a huge difference in your life. Another way to look at this is if you chose a color of the year, like, the Pantone color of the year. If you chose a color of the year, you would be seeing that color everywhere. Not because it actually exists more everywhere, but because you notice it more. You notice more what you look for more. So my word of the year is magic. I'm now looking for magic in my life. I'm actively looking for more magic, for more miracles, for more ways to surrender, for more of God's hand in my life. That's what I've dedicated my year to, for looking for more of that in my life. And I guarantee you I'm going to find it, because you find what you look for. So what are you going to look for this year? Are you going to look for abundance? Are you going to look for being more fearless? Are you going to look for magic? Are you going to look for joy? What's your word of the year going to be? Find your anchor. There's going to be storms this year. You need an anchor. So pick one.